What are your thoughts? Like, when you're thinking about competing, who do you think it will be? You think it'll be Arman?
No.
No?
I can't say that I have a name.
Do you think Ilia's going to try for a rematch?
No, he doesn't get a rematch. He can try, but he doesn't get one.
Wow.
He quit on the stool. He quit twice. I stopped him twice. What else do I have to fucking do? Plus, his next challenge can't be me.
I think Justin Gaethje wants that red panty night. Show me the money, mate. And I think he may have a good shot at getting it. Let me lay out my case. Conor McGregor beats Max Holloway, yes, at 170. And I know the UFC, it's so funny. The UFC is about to come out with this ranking system that this idea would all over this ranking system they're about to implement. And we'll do a video on that as well.
The right decision for Justin Gaethje is to retire. I have never in my time in front of you ever called for somebody's retirement, and I'm not calling for Justin's retirement. I'm telling you the right thing to do.
On the Joe Rogan podcast, Justin Gaethje shuts down the opportunity to fight again with Ilia Topuria. He wants Ilia to fight with someone first, then come for a rematch.
He needs to fight Paddy or someone like that.
Does Paddy have a fight scheduled?
I think he's fighting
Saint Denis.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough fight. It is.
Yeah.
Benoit's a beast.
Tough game.
Yeah.
It's a fucking crazy game, man.
It's a crazy game. It's the craziest game. I mean,
By far.
Think about where you were when you lost to Max and then where you are now. Just like think of the highs and
It wasn't
the
that
lows.
long ago either.
Was not that long ago.
Now you got the BMF champ wanting to fight you.
Adding to that, Michael Bisping makes it clear that Paddy should be the one to face Ilia next, pointing to their history, the star power, and the sheer drama that fight would generate.
Paddy Pimblett taking on Ilia Topuria. These two have been going back and forth at each other for a long time. They absolutely hate one another. They've been going back and forth, talking shit, throwing bottles of water at one another, okay? Calling each other names. They even stood in the middle of a UFC octagon after Ilia Topuria knocked out Charles Oliveira. Paddy Pimblett got in the cage. They squared up. But the fight never happened. And of course, since then, Paddy went on. He fought bravely against Justin Gaethje. He went to a 5-round decision, but he lost.
Building on that, Alexander Volkanovski breaks down how Gaethje took control as the fight wore on, landing heavier shots and pushing the pace until the corners stepped in. He then turns to what's next for the champion, acknowledging the punishment he absorbed, and runs through the lightweight picture, mentioning a few names in the mix and the idea that one of them might need another win before getting a shot.
Crazy, man. What a story. What's next for Gaethje? Can Ilia fight soon? You know, there was a lot of damage in that fight. So yeah, I'm not sure. Arman, is it Arman? You know, Arman has a fight, and then hopefully Rufi can fight after that and not have to have another fight. But if he has to have another fight, all right, so be it. You know, I mean, having another fight's going to be good anyway, so he can, you know, keep working on his game and keep getting them highlight reels, and then make that that championship fight even bigger and better and more hype around it. So again, I feel like you know, he's definitely going to be champion. Yeah, Rufi's incredible.
Adding to that, Volkanovski weighs in on the title picture, acknowledging who he thinks should be next, but admitting he'd jump at the chance if the UFC came calling. He also notes that new names are entering the conversation and gives credit to the promotion for continuing to deliver huge events despite the criticism.
Arman should be next, but when you're not doing what the UFC want and you're not, you know, being a company man, you can be punished for it. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. But Rufi is definitely in them talks now. Put himself in a position where he could be in talks. One more big finish against a high-ranked guy, 100% that's after that. So exciting times, man. What an event. That's what I mean. Like, people are gonna, you know, everyone was talking about it, trying to hate on it and whatnot. This is an opportunity for UFC to, you know, look at what they've done. Everyone was trying to knock them when they were the only sport going during COVID. That just put them up to another whole level. How can you not appreciate especially when you work for the company, appreciate what Dana's doing, like doing historic events.
When it comes to his mental approach, Gaethje explains that he intentionally enters every fight without fixed expectations, a mindset he credits for keeping him fully focused and adaptable no matter how the action unfolds once the cage door closes.
You said something about Ilia, about the fight, about having expectations. And you said you don't have any expectations when you fight. Yeah. That way you don't get thrown off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge. I mean, my expectations come from my hard work. Obviously, I expect my body to perform. I understand that I've trained my mind to, and, you know, maybe the narcissistic tendencies in me love showing off and performing in front of, you know, thousands of people on that stage. That's what I love the most about this, and that's what my personality, like, I'm very competitive. I want to win. but I'm never going to lie to myself. And that's how I've never had a coach in my entire career, since 4 years old of wrestling, have to pull me aside and talk about the mental aspect of competition.
Turning to that, Rogan highlights the unique bond between Gaethje and Whitman, emphasizing that beyond friendship, he takes a father-like position to ensure he's always honest with his athlete about his performance, no matter how tough the conversation gets.
Well, you've clearly shown it throughout your career, and having a great coach like Trevor, and one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you in, Trevor, is because you guys have a very unique relationship. First of all, I love the YouTube series, The Art of Violence, fantastic. Yeah. And what's great is watching you two guys work together, and Trevor, you being like very acutely aware of when to pull him back, when to ramp it up, when to push. Like you guys having a relationship like that is so critical, because you guys know each other so well. You've seen him perform so many times. You've seen him fight and perform in the gym.
Looking ahead to what comes next in the division, Gaethje shows little interest in revisiting Topuria, instead fielding questions about other potential names floating around the lightweight conversation. But host Wade floats a much bigger theory about what Gaethje might actually be positioning himself for, something built for spectacle as much as competition.
Hey, so again, Justin talking spicy. I made him quit on the Stool. He quit twice. Me personally, I would like to see that rematch, but I also would like to see Justin fight Arman. Well, he's not saying no to Arman, but he's saying he doesn't think Arman's gonna be next. He doesn't have a name in mind, and I think that part's a lie. I think Justin's told the truth a lot. He's dropped some truth bombs in this back and forth that he's had with Joe Rogan, but I don't think that one right there was the truth, because I think Justin Gaethje does have a name in mind. He said just a couple of days ago that he's not fighting for the rest of the year. I think Justin Gaethje wants that red panty night. Show me the money, mate. And I think he may have a good shot at getting it. Let me lay out my case. Conor McGregor beats Max Holloway, yes, at 170. And I know the UFC, it's so funny. The UFC is about to come out with this ranking system that this idea would shit all over this ranking system they're about to implement. And we'll do a video on that as well. But if Conor beats Max, the last guy to have beaten Justin Gaethje and knocked him out, maybe he does it even better than Ilia Topuria did.
On that point, Teddy Atlas expresses uncertainty about whether an immediate rematch should happen right away given the severity of the challenge Topuria now faces in rebuilding his confidence after such a brutal loss. He suggests that rushing back into the cage with Gaethje, who just broke him down over 5 rounds, could do more harm than good, and that Topuria may need time to recover mentally and physically before stepping into that kind of fire again.
I'm not sure Topuria is going to need time to recover mentally, emotionally, and physically. He's never lost before. This is gonna take something to overcome. One of the things that was Topuria's greatest weapons, greatest strengths, greatest traits, besides his overall ability and technically be sound, and he was a full package. He really was. Talent-wise, technique, everything. But one of the things foremost that leads the way for all those things to mean something is he has supreme confidence.
Turning to that, Atlas notes that as the new champion, Justin Gaethje is riding the momentum of a career-defining victory and suggests he should continue to bet on himself now that he's firmly established at the top. He points out that Gaethje has proven his doubters wrong time and again, and with the belt finally around his waist, there's no reason to second-guess his approach.
He went through the fire. The other guy had never been through the fire. The other guy's great, don't get me wrong, and he was undefeated, but he never had to go through the fight because he burnt everyone up. He extinguished everybody. And great fighters, a little older, but great fighters, legendary fighters. He demolished them all. Whether it was Volkanovski, whether it was Holloway, I mean, all of them. So he had the confidence, but he didn't have the knowledge. He didn't have the knowledge to know that if I'm in the fire, I can get through the fire. He had never experienced that, where he had to get to the other side of that, where he had to overcome that.
A major point of contention throughout the conversation centers on Gaethje's bold and controversial assertion that he made Topuria quit not once but twice during the fight. He points specifically to a moment on the stool after the 3rd round, claiming that Topuria genuinely wanted out at that stage and had to be talked back into continuing a claim that has only added more fuel to an already heated rivalry.
And this is where Justin started talking spicy. He says in this clip that essentially Ilia wanted to quit before he ended up retiring in the corner. And Justin is flexing a little bit here, saying essentially I made him quit twice.
Say,
Thank
hey, you are.
God for Mark Goddard.
Yeah.
Okay, because if it wasn't for Mark Goddard, if another less experienced
wanted out.
referee, you think he did?
He wanted out.
Yeah.
You know for a fact, you do not ever as a fighter say, I cannot see. It's over.
Right.
And he was counting on that. He said he had already stated it. He didn't need to say it again. He did not think they were. I don't think he thought they were going to
So
send him
you
back
think
out there.
that he called Goddard a turkey internally?
Justin Gaethje firmly turns down a truck offered by Arman Tsarukyan, making it clear the gesture means nothing to him given the lack of any personal relationship between the two. He explains bluntly that there is no way he would accept something like that from someone who has never even shaken his hand. For Gaethje, accepting a gift from a potential future opponent creates an uncomfortable dynamic he would rather avoid entirely, choosing to protect his professional boundaries over any material gesture.
But I'm not ever going to, I'm not taking this truck from fucking Armin. There's absolutely no way I would take a truck. He never shook my hand.
Oh, so Arman Tsarukyan, he bet $1 million on Justin.
His friend.
And won. He won like 5-3, I believe.
5-7.
5-7?
Is what I heard.
Yeah. So he's going to buy me a truck,
Why?
but I mean, I would
What
never.
kind of truck?
Wow, now that I just saw yours.
Get a Raptor.
Yeah.
You see
no,
the rap?
I love
So
the
that's
whole
that.
thing.
You didn't do that rap? Dude,
Hennessy
that is
does that
sweet,
rap.
dude.
Hennessy's
I want that
yeah.
truck.
Oh, you need that truck.
Yeah.
Tell Armin to buy you that fucking truck.
No, I'm not taking the truck from him.
What the if I was Armin, I would force it down your throat. I would.
Wait,
Pause.
Joey.
Pause.
Pause that. I mean, like, I don't know if this is something with Justin where he's like, that may be an opponent in the future, or we're not friends, I don't want to be friendly with you people.
Adding to that, Michael Bisping believes the matchup makes sense no matter how Pimblett's next fight plays out, pointing to the star power of both athletes and the intense drama that would surround the build-up as reasons why it's a logical fight to make. He argues that the history between them, combined with their polarizing personalities, would generate massive interest regardless of where each fighter stands in the rankings.
But Ilia Topuria will return. He will come back. He will rest. He will take some time away from the sport. And in the meantime, Paddy Pimblett will fight Benoit Saint-Denis. And I don't think it matters whether or not he wins or he loses. I think even if he loses to Benoit, which I don't think he will, by the way, but even if he was to lose to Benoit Saint-Denis, Ilia Topuria just lost to Justin Gaethje, so they're both coming off losses. And if he wins against Benoit Saint-Denis, well, Ilia Topuria is the former undisputed lightweight champion of the world, so it's still a good, logical matchup.
On that front, Paddy Pimblett is set to face Benoit Saint-Denis following his loss to Gaethje, while Ilia Topuria is expected to take time off to recover from significant facial injuries sustained in his own championship defeat. With both fighters coming off losses and needing time before their next move, the landscape is shifting, and Bisping believes that once they're both ready, a grudge match between them would be the logical and most marketable fight to make.
Ilia's going to need about 6 months off. He broke both orbital bones in his face, okay? I'm not surprised. The man was black and blue, okay? The swelling on the face, the swelling on the nose. It's okay. He'll be back. He'll be fine, right? Will he be the same version of himself? We don't know. We got to assume. I thought the way that Ilia Topuria handled himself after the fight was nothing but class. I think I saw a story somewhere that his brother came over to him and said, how you doing? He said, hey, listen, did the people enjoy the fight? That's the main thing that he wanted to know. And it was a phenomenal fight. Obviously, recency bias, one of the best fights this year, if not of all time.
Expanding on that, Sonnen suggests the right decision for Justin Gaethje would be to retire, though he acknowledges how difficult that choice is for a legendary fighter, especially one who just reached the top of the mountain after so many years of grinding. He notes that walking away after a career-defining win is rare in combat sports, but argues that Gaethje has nothing left to prove and has already cemented his legacy. For Sonnen, the danger of sticking around too long is real, and while he respects whatever Gaethje decides, he believes stepping away now would be the smartest move for his long-term health.
So he's now in a decision. Does a rich, famous, successful, two-time interim champion, BMF champion, undisputed champion, they have never created a belt that Justin Gaethje hasn't won. Does he walk away now, or does he do it off of a loss? Does he walk away now like Khabib and George St. Pierre got to do? Or does he get carried out like every other fighter not named Khabib or George St. Pierre had to do.
Wrapping up his thoughts, Sonnen concludes that while Ilia Topuria is undeniably one of the best fighters in the world, he now finds himself in a uniquely difficult spot where his own greatness has made his path forward significantly more challenging. He explains that Topuria's dominance and the expectations he created for himself have raised the bar to a level where every setback is magnified, and regaining that aura of invincibility may be tougher than the climb to the top ever was.
So there's a lot of things that are on the table for Ilia, but it's a massive situation of out of the frying pan and into the fire. I mean, what kind of a reward is having to fight Paddy the Baddy? What kind of a reward is getting put back in there with Justin? Which there will be PTSD from. What kind of a reward is it to have to walk in there against Sarukian? I mean, do you see, things are very tough, and they're tough because of Ilia's greatness, and that really is a very ironic situation.
Expanding on that, Justin Gaethje's bottomless stamina has long been recognized as one of his defining traits, enabling him to push a relentless pace and wear down opponents even in the most grueling battles. His coach Trevor Whitman has even noted that Gaethje would fight endlessly, if not for considerations like family and longevity, highlighting a durability and work rate that seem almost inexhaustible.
Good work. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and stop. 5 more. Let's stop. Let's stop. Good work. Best in the world, baby. Come on. Yes.
In every camp, Justin Gaethje's primary focus is strength and conditioning, which forms the foundation of his relentless fighting style. He follows a structured weekly routine that includes heavy compound lifts for power on Mondays, metabolic conditioning drills on Wednesdays, and sparring or wrestling on other days to sharpen his skills. Training at altitude in Colorado further enhances his cardiovascular endurance, allowing him to maintain an exhausting pace into the championship rounds.
You know, being that he just had a camp and just had a fight in January, I think we're pretty lucky at least on the strength and conditioning side, just because we're already going in with a pretty good base in terms of conditioning and with strength. And then, so from there, it's a little bit easier on us to build the power and the speed, just having that base. So a little bit different than our typical camp. You know, typically we'll have a little bit bigger layoff, and then it's a little bit more kind of getting into that stuff. So really lucky there. Yeah, I mean, we got one more workout for strength and conditioning. You know, obviously the skill stuff starts to go up, but strength and conditioning starts to go down, so we got one more workout.
Training with Trevor Whitman is all about perfecting every detail of his skill set, with no room for shortcuts or distractions. Whitman's philosophy focuses on externalizing the internal champion and ensuring his fighters are fundamentally dialed in. He famously shifted Gaethje's approach from pure chaos to a super fundamental, very dialed in and logical, striking game once the goal became a title. The focus is on building consistency, mastering techniques like footwork and defensive slips, and getting the most out of every repetition on the bags. With Whitman as a mentor and advisor, the message is clear: a fighter doesn't just train, he hones his craft with precision, because that's what it takes to beat anyone put in front of him.
Do the jerk. 30 seconds. And time. We are now to the sauna. So it's Wednesday. We are 12 days out from the fight. And, you know, these camps are long, but they go by so fast. There's a ton of dialing in certain game plans, and the way I work game plans is more of like planting seeds for Justin. We did speak about a lot of technical things going through it, but it's not like we have to just do this. Like, you always want to be able to adjust too. So the grueling part of getting into camp, knowing you have so many weeks out and it just builds and builds and gets tougher every week, that's very hard on the body.
Justin Gaethje's next fight is one that fans around the world are waiting for, and the big question is, can the highlight deliver another legendary performance when he steps inside the octagon? Gaethje has built his career on incredible power, insane durability, and some of the most exciting fights in UFC history, but standing across from him is Ilia Topuria, a dangerous and confident fighter with elite skills and championship ambition. Do you think Justin Gaethje's experience and knockout power will be the difference maker? Can Gaethje handle Topuria's pressure, speed, and technical ability, or will Ilia Topuria continue his rise and prove that he belongs among the best fighters in the world? Who do you think wins this fight and what round do you see it ending in? Share your prediction in the comments below, we want to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest UFC news, fight previews, and MMA updates. Thanks for watching.